Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of BH Brewing. In today's episode we're going to be trying a beer from Wild Beer, and this one is called Bibble. I've had Wild Beer before. The first Wild Beer I had was the Pogo, and I've got to be honest, once I tried it I was pretty disappointed and it kind of put me off a Wild Beer for a long while. That was until I had my advent calendar, which had the Wild Beer's Murmur in it, and I've completely done a 360. Murmur beer was kind of one of the nicest beers I've ever tasted. Absolutely sublime. If you've not seen my review of that one, it's up here somewhere. Give that one a watch because that beer is fantastic. But today we're going to be trying a one I haven't had, and this one is called Bibble. Let's crack it open. Here we have it then. This is the Wild Beer Company's Bibble beer. I've never heard of the word Bibble before, so I had a look on the old side of the can, and apparently Bibble means to drink regularly in the old Somerset dialect. Now, we're in the next county over in Dorset. Never heard the word Bibble before, but it's probably something I do quite regularly. Let's have a look at this beer then. In terms of its head, pretty much all gone. There wasn't a whole lot of carbonation when I opened the beer, and then when the beer's in the glass, there's not a whole lot there. As you can see, there's kind of a little bit of lacing around the side when we tip it up and down. But in terms of the beer head in general, there's not a lot there. In terms of appearance, it's kind of an amber colour. In terms of haziness, it's slightly hazy, but you can still see through it. If I put my fingers on the other side there, I can still see through the beer. Generally, a nice looking amber beer, this. Let's go in with the aroma. Just trying to work out what that is. Yeah, definitely. So that's orange, is what I get straight away from that. I was just trying to discern what it was. It smelled a bit citrusy, but I didn't know fully what it was. But that is definitely a smell of orange coming from the beer. Alongside that, there's a little bit of pininess, but there's not a whole lot to that, really. Like I say, the orange comes through, a bit of pine, but that's about it, really. Let's give it a swig and see how it tastes. What can I say about this beer? I don't want to start with a negative straight away. I want to start with some positives. So, in terms of hop flavour, there's none. Literally none. There's the bitterness from the hops comes through straight away, and it's a nice bitterness. It's not a long kind of overarching bitterness. It's kind of a medium. Definitely not a short. It doesn't drop off straight away. Kind of in that medium range of the bitterness. What the taste you kind of get from this is more malt. It's definitely a more malt forward beer. It's relatively well balanced between the malts and the hops, but the flavour you do get, I would say, is probably slightly more malty. I don't know the malt bill for this, but I can definitely taste a little bit of Munich malt, I think, in this. That kind of comes through. It's kind of, Munich malt's a weird one. It kind of has grainy properties depending on the volume it's used in. I quite like it. But it's distinctly German, is the best way to describe Munich malt. You know when you had it, you go, oh, I've had that flavour before. It's okay. It's a sessionable beer, yes, so I'm not expecting it to knock me out of the park in terms of its flavour, but I expected a little more. It's kind of disappointing me at this current point. In terms of the mouthfeel's nice. It's medium in terms of it on the palate, and it kind of leaves a semi-dry finish. It's not fully dry, leaves a bit of moisture in your mouth, but it's an okay beer. Yeah, I'm struggling to really think of much to say about this other than it's okay. If I was to give this a kind of rate beer scale, I'd probably say 55 maybe. That's, you know, it's okay. It's not going to knock your socks off, but it's not going to, you know, disappoint you either. It's kind of that real middle ground. It's an okay sessionable beer. That's probably about all I can say about it, unfortunately. Cheers. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit the like button down there. And if you want to see more content like this, me tasting beers, me brewing beers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Cheers.